Good afternoon, everyone. Good afternoon, everyone. Welcome to the first Thursday webinar for the month of October. How is everyone doing? Welcome, everyone, welcome. Welcome. I can see our participants pouring in. Okay, so welcome to the first Thursday for the month of October. And today we'll be talking about navigating fundraising for agribusiness. And we'll be learning from fellow agribusinesses who have been able to raise funding for their own businesses. Today, before we go ahead, I would just like to run through our agenda. We'll begin with the welcome, like I've just welcomed you, and I'm happy to have you here with us. We'll begin with the introduction and we'll run a poll. And we'll share with you the opportunities on the African Food Changemakers Hub. And then we'll introduce our speakers to you. After the presentation, you have opportunity to ask your questions, and the speakers will be available to answer your questions. And after that, we'll take you through our community, the AFC membership community. And then we'll take you through our hub and show you how to access the hub, benefits of the hub, and also the marketplace. Because we've noticed that a lot of our members who are on the hub are still struggling with the hub. We still struggle on navigating the different components of the portal. So I hope you will just sit down and enjoy the ride with us. Now, my name is Ebere. I'm Ebere Oko, Membership Coordinator, African Food Changemakers, and I reside here in Abuja, Nigeria. I would like to meet you. So please put in the chat box your name, your country, and the kind of business you do, the kind of agro-business you do. You're free to reach out to other agro-businesses that will share their information as well on the chat box. So let us meet you, please. Your name, country, and the kind of agro-business that you do. I'd like to meet you. Welcome. Welcome, Hilary. Nice to meet you, Jonas. You're all welcome. Just keep dropping this is an opportunity to network. Every first Thursday program is an opportunity to network. So don't sleep on this. Put your name, the kind of business you do, your country, so that other change makers can reach out to you and you can share resources together, knowledge resources together. Very important. So while the introduction is going on, I'm still going through the chats to meet you. We would like to know like to feel your pulse. Let us know how you're doing. How are you feeling today? How's the weather over there? Just put an emoji to represent your feeling at this point. Are you happy? Are you sad? What's going on with you? Let us know. We'd like to know what's going on with you. I would like to see your, oh, beautiful. Fumilayo is happy. Miriam is happy. Wonderful. I'd like to see this. I hope every other person is happy. I'm happy. I'm happy to be with you here today. So that's something to be happy about. So you are all welcome. So let us run a quick poll. Let us run a quick poll. The poll will be up shortly. So can we have the poll, please? So I would like to know what region you're from. Can you all see the poll? If you can see the poll, just indicate in the chat box. Can you all see the poll? If you can see the poll, please tell us where you're from. Just click the region in Africa you are from. Central Africa, East Africa, North Africa, Southern Africa, West Africa, wherever. Just let us know where you are from. Or you are from outside Africa. We would like to know if you are in the US, any other part of Europe, Asia. Let us know where you are. We would like to also know if you are a member, if you are one of us. We would also like to know if you currently own or work for an agri-food business or you don't. We would like to know if you are just starting one or you hope to start in the future. Let us know more about you through this poll. Please fill this poll, it's very important. We would also like to know your expectations for this program today. Share your expectations for this program. We would like to know what you hope to achieve by the end of this program. Which of these best describes your business? Are you in the ideation stage? Are you in the startup stage? Are you growing or have you grown? Let us know the stage you are in your business at the moment. I hope we are feeling. Are we all feeling? This information is very important for us here so that we can actually create initiatives that will meet your needs. So please fill up this poll so that we can do something for you that suits you. Yeah. So this is an impressive poll. Thank you all for responding to the poll. 38% of you are startups, 44% of you are on the growth level, and 19% of you are already grown. That is interesting. Thank you so much for participating in this. Thank you so much for participating in this poll. I think we can move forward to the program for today. Let me give you a brief about the AFC, African Food Change Makers, especially for those that are not members yet. I'm committed to nourishing Africa. And that medium-sized enterprises are the lifeblood of the food ecosystem in Africa. These enterprises are driven by visionary, dynamic, and innovative entrepreneurs who operate as primary producers, creators, processors, distributors, finance and technology providers, chefs, cooks, consultants, and innovators. We call you the change makers. Faced with the devastating impact of climate change, global and local risks and shocks, and macro and microeconomic challenges, these entrepreneurs need funding. We know you need funding, you need training, visibility, market linkages, and a community of support to successfully scale your businesses. Through the African Food Chain Makers Hub, We enable African entrepreneurs to start and scale resilient and sustainable agro-businesses that nourish Africa and the world. Agro-businesses. We provide access to data and opportunities. We give our members visibility and recognition on a scale, on a global platform where they can build their brand visibility and recognition. And then we'll share opportunities for learning and training. Our mission is to enable African entrepreneurs start and scale resilient and sustainable agro-businesses that feed Africa and the world by providing training, funding opportunities, exposure, trade linkages, and fostering a vibrant community of change makers. Our vision is to have 1 million successful and sustainable African agro-businesses that are transforming the food ecosystem and are built and are recognized and respected across the globe. Here are our opportunities for you. Currently, we have these opportunities on the hub that you shouldn't miss. For our South Africans, there is the WASH incubation program, and the deadline is 6th of October 2024. That is Sunday here. Please rush to the hub and apply. Don't miss this opportunity. If you're in South Africa, you should apply for this opportunity. And then for our Nigerians, we have the 2024 ISN Age Deal Room. The deadline for registration is 15th of October 2024. And open to all countries in Africa is the Africa Ignite Pitch Competition 2024. For now, there's no deadline, but you shouldn't miss it. So run to afc.hub/funding to apply for these opportunities. We have opportunities for capacity building. The Women Digital Entrepreneurship Program for Nigerians, the registration is closing on the 7th of October 2024. And for our Cameroonians, the Yosilab Young Graduate Fellowship application, closing on the 15th of October 2024. And for our Kenyan friends, the Impact SME Development Program for Kenyan SMEs. This is still rolling, but you shouldn't miss it. Rush to afchub.org/capacity-building to register. We have other programs for you, other opportunities for you to showcase your brand at the Agribusiness Trade and Investment Mission to Nigeria, Biashara Africa, Value Addition in Agribusiness. You go to afchub.org/events to access these opportunities. And then there are other opportunities for training and workshops as well. Please don't snooze. If you snooze, you lose. Now, this is why we are here. Let me introduce to you our first speaker, Affiong Williams, founder and CEO, Real Fruits, a leading dried fruit snack company in Nigeria and a trailblazer in the African agribusiness space. With a passion for transforming the agricultural value chain, Affiong has built Real Fruits into a successful brand that promotes healthy eating and enhances the livelihoods of smallholder farmers. Affiong holds a master's degree in management from the University of Warwick, UK, and has over a decade of experience in entrepreneurship and agribusiness. Under her leadership, Real Fruits has achieved significant growth, earning multiple awards and recognition for its innovative food processing and supply chain management approach. A dedicated advocate for women in business, Affiong regularly shares her expertise on entrepreneurship, like she will do with us here, agribusiness and fundraising, inspiring the next generation of African business leaders. She is also a recipient of numerous accolades, including the Women Agripreneur of the Year Award, Grand Prize, further cementing her status as a visionary leader in the sector. Affiong, I am happy to have you with us. I hope you're happy to be here with us today.
Yes, good afternoon, everybody, and I'm happy to be here.
Thank you so much for joining us. And we are eager to learn from you. We want to hear your experience. We want to know how you've actually successfully, I know it's still going on, but how you actually raise funds for your business and what you are doing and how you're able to sustain it. We're all looking forward to learning from you. You have the floor, Afyon.
Thank you very much, and good afternoon, everyone. Thank you for that introduction. As described, my name is Afyon Williams, and I'm the CEO and founder of Real Fruit. And Real Fruit is the largest dried fruit company in Nigeria. We are in the manufacturing, distribution, and retail of dried fruit snacks across Nigeria, and we are now even scaling to export our products to several countries across the world. I founded my business 12 years ago, moving back to Nigeria to basically be part of what I thought and still believe in, kind of an agricultural developmental revolution that was preached at the time, and to basically focus on making locally high quality, local processed goods that I could sell to Nigerians and the world. And in that time, obviously the point and the theme of today's discussion is around fundraising. In that time, I've had to bootstrap my company across, several different types of funding, from grants to debt to equity. We've been very fortunate to raise different types of funding, from sweat equity in my early days, to my own savings, to my friends and family, to getting convertible debt, to getting bank debt, and now being successful in raising private equity. We've raised over $5 million in private equity and raised, a very significant amount of grants to continue to grow our business. So we do have we have kind of explored the entire suite of fundraising for a new agribusiness in Nigeria. So I say this because, it's important to show that my business started when there was no actual market for dried fruit. So it's possible to raise funding for a novel idea, for a seemingly untested idea, and to demonstrate that you can grow it and scale it to a point where you're raising millions of dollars in private equity for its expansion. Now, I know a lot of us are at different stages of growth in our business, so I will go very quickly, stage by stage in my business, to show exactly what I did to raise funding, hopefully that it can and may be helpful to the people in the room. Obviously, in the beginning, one of the things I did very early on was I realized that I needed to create a market for my business. I wanted to get into manufacturing, but I realized that the funding market is such that most investors and most funders want to fund something with track record. They want to fund numbers. They want to fund what has been proven, not what is unproven. So while I had this idea that I wanted to raise money for a factory, without proving the market, it was very clear that I was not going to get I wasn't going to get a lot further with that plan. So I quickly pivoted to ensure that I was able to start a brand and begin to sell these products and begin to prove that people wanted to buy these products as the first step, to demonstrating that there was a business here. And I did that, and it kind of worked because we were able to grow our distribution. And through that, we started getting interest from people who wanted to not even put a lot of money, but they would be comfortable giving me $10,000, $15,000, $20,000 in exchange for metrics that I could prove. Say I would get into 20 new stores, 50 new stores, I'll buy a van, I'll double my revenues, things like that. I could raise money that way because I had demonstrated track record. So this is very important because I find that a lot of entrepreneurs who want to grow their businesses almost exclude themselves from the formal kind of fundraising market because they don't have records of what they don't keep sustained records that show growth. You're not logging your revenues daily. You're pivoting your business too much. You're doing different things instead of focusing. Tell a story about the growth potential of your business. So if one wants to invest, it becomes very difficult for people to see the track record or even to see the trends in the growth of your business. So in the early days, I advise that entrepreneurs really focus on formalizing around record keeping, around keep making sure that their revenues are logged, separating their business from their personal use, things that people have heard before, but people don't, somehow not something people take very seriously when they're in the thick of things. So if you want to raise funding from, your friends and family, even though they're people who know you, they're investing in you, but they have to see a level of commitment, a level of your own doggedness, a level of your own sweat, a level of your own seriousness to be able to invest in you. And I think that sometimes that is often often unlooked, and it goes a long way. So that's one aspect I would say that entrepreneurs need to focus on. When it came time to, obviously, you grow beyond the types of money where $5,000, $10,000, or 5 million naira if you're in my country, you need more than that. You have to start looking outside of your own network to people or funds or organizations that have the type of funding you're looking for. This is where you have to be extremely strategic. When I was looking for fundraising and I was looking for, new funders to join my business, it was very clear that I had to do two things. One was network, and understand and be in the circles where I was open to all these opportunities. So organizations such as, the AFC, hearing about the different types of funding available, attending conferences where funders were, and just being in the space of funders to understand what they're looking for was very important. I wasted a lot of time actually because I wasn't focused on understanding the type of people who would fund my business and who would not. And I think once I started focusing on understanding that fundraising too, just like, you're looking for money, investors are looking for a particular type of investor, investee company. And when you understand that, you start to understand what you need to do to become attractive to them. So things like understanding the needs of your investment. Some investors will not go into a particular market. And so if they've never invested in Nigeria before, I don't think you should be a guinea pig. You should focus on investors who are comfortable investing in your locale, investing in your sector. You should look at what investors want in terms of governance, in terms of market. How big do they want to see your business grow? At what level are they comfortable, investing? What amounts and things of that nature? All of that must be done to a science for you to be successful raising funding. If you think about the odds of raising money, it is very low for this particular reason, because investors obviously are taking a risk putting money in. And thus, if you want to be attractive to them, you need to be sure that you tick off as many boxes in terms of what they're looking for as possible. And this takes time. And it takes a lot of research. For instance, my lead investors who invested in my Series A round, I had worked with them for 5 years before they invested, keeping them updated on my growth. One of the partners in that organization became my, informal advisor. I did everything I could do to just ensure that I was showing them my, the potential of this business. And when the time came, I was one of the first investors and one of the first people they invested in. So building that relationship and being committed and serious is really key. And I think that's what has worked very well for me. I'm a very hard worker. So raising funding is obviously, some people say it is akin to like even having another job, because it's very serious. Investors ask for all sorts of documentation. And while we can complain that it's too much, unfortunately, they're the ones with the money. So if you want their money, you have to do what they say. So it's something that, again, if you keep records and you're serious about really networking and understanding what they're looking for and making sure that your business is tailored to what these investors want, you increase your chances dramatically of raising funding. The third aspect of funding that, and I must say that in between my friends and family round and raising my Series A, I was very successful also raising milestone funding from several individuals. And I think this is a very suitable model for a lot of African companies, because there is a big gap in the market in terms of funding for growth companies. So if you don't need $1 million or $2 million, but you need more than 5,000 or 10,000 or $15,000, that missing middle is quite where I think a lot of entrepreneurs stay. And what I did there was I was able to really pitch to several types of funds, smaller funds. Nowadays, there are way more funds that are looking at that space than before, and even high net worth individuals. And what stood for me was my track record. People had seen and known about me for a long time. The formality and governance in my business. I had all my documents. I had all my audited statements and things like that. And I was able to, raise small amounts. And by small, I mean like $50,000 to $100,000 based on milestones that I was very sure that I would achieve. So instead of, trying to raise $2 million, which takes a long time, and there are very few people who can give you that money, I was able to get a lot of traction raising $50,000, $100,000 from individuals and other smaller funds, where I would say, look, I would be able to use this money to achieve a set milestone. It would not be building a factory, it would not be expanding double, but it may be, adding 5 new products to the market, increasing my revenues by 30%, getting into 100 or 200 new stores. So that kind of very flexible, shorter term kind of milestone-based funding worked for me. And it actually showed and demonstrated an understanding about my business. So I could talk about the long-term vision, but also, communicate my needs of today and use what I've got to grow a little bit more. So, so basically, I have raised, like I mentioned, my own sweat equity, my own savings, my friends and family funding, funding from small SMEs, private equity. I've also been very successful raising grant capital now. This one is where also there is a lot of demand for, there's quite a lot of interest in grant capital. I will actually say that for me, unlike most other agribusinesses, I didn't raise a lot of grant capital till much later in my business, not in the early stages. But again, grant capital can be quite tricky. I believe it's very suitable to support businesses. And today, I think, donors are becoming a little bit more flexible and more market oriented in how they give grants. But like any other form of capital, you have to understand what your stakeholder wants. Applying to grants, you can be very, very successful if you meet the requirements of your donor. If your donor wants, sanitation and climate, you have to give them that. Otherwise, you're not going to get the grant. And again, like everything, it's about practice. It's about expanding your network, honing a craft, writing grants and being able to be successful getting grants is actually almost like a science too. And if you are serious about getting them, you expose yourself to the resources where you can learn how to present your business and your impact better. But again, networking and attending these sort of webinars and the like, where you are exposed to understanding more about how these different forms of capital work really, really help you to become adept at raising funding. Now, I will basically close because I know I don't have too much time, and I'll leave for questions by saying that, everybody who is an agribusiness is a business first and foremost. And if your business is not um, on steady ground, in the sense that the economies, unit economics of your business don't work, or you don't see a path to profitability, not that you must be profitable today, or you are not, you don't have a replicable business model. So one day you're doing this, the other day you're doing that. It's very difficult to raise money. So while, raising funding is a huge enabler of businesses' growth, and it's one of the more important things for a business to grow, there is some work that entrepreneurs must do around being sure that they have a replicable and a very clear business model that people can get, right? And that business model will be enhanced by more capital, and that must be shown. So if I'm going to put more money in your business, but it doesn't yield increased growth or increased profitability or help you with economies of scale, then there's something inherently wrong with that business model, or that business model cannot grow with capital, for instance. So that aspect is very, very important. I think that's one of the foundations that entrepreneurs must look within. When you say you do something, I talk to a lot of agribusinesses, and you don't see the business model behind what they're doing. You may see a product like, oh, I'm able to produce something, but at the end of the day, it's, well, who are your suppliers? Where are you retailing to? How many more stores do you need to get into? How many more, how much money do you need to unlock more growth? Things of that nature. All those things must be very, very strongly understood by the entrepreneur and well communicated. If not, it's going to really make it difficult for you to raise capital. And similarly, for if you want to raise, grant capital, whatever the donor is looking for in terms of impact, in terms of, your track record, or, how exactly you plan to achieve the aims of the donor. If that's not clearly demonstrated, you're not going to be as successful. So I think I'll just close by saying that while I want to say that I'm living proof that, like I mentioned in the beginning, a business with almost no track record, no historical market in Nigeria has been able to raise all sorts of capital to support its growth, but it's come at a price. And that price is obviously commitment. I've been around for 12 years. Communication. I am able to communicate my business in my sleep, understanding and refining my business model, demonstrating successful track record, demonstrating growth, and also just having all the resources and seeking the resources I need to grow. So I think if we all employ that, we'll certainly increase our chances of raising funding and applying it to grow our businesses. So I hope in that short time I've been able to pass some helpful information. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, Afyon. That was so, so, so important that we must remain committed. We must put ourselves in this space, programs where we'll find funders, put ourselves in their faces so that we can understand what they want. We can know who we need to meet. We need to be intentional in targeting our funders. And this is what the AFC does for members. We throw out as many opportunities as possible for access. So thank you so much for highlighting this. This is very important. I know you all have your questions, so just hold on with your questions. Let us listen to the second speaker, and then you can put your questions together and, ask them. Now I will introduce Mr. Wenceslas Bahati, the founder and CEO of Agriface Limited, with extensive experience as a leader in agricultural development and food processing. He has a strong strategic and entrepreneurial mindset, particularly in agribusiness. Mr. Bahati holds an MBA in business administration. He is a certified public accountant and has undergone specialized professional training in agribusiness and food processing. His broad expertise spans the private sector with a robust finance and marketing and supply chain management background. In addition to his role at Agriface, Mr. Bahati serves on the board of directors for several organizations and development agencies, including the East African Grain Council, the Whole Grains Alliance, and various other companies where his insights contribute to advancing the agri-food sector across Africa. Wow, you are welcome, Mr. Wenceslas Bahati. Are you here with us?
I'm here with you. Probably the network is somehow not doing well. You hear me?
Please.
You can hear me?
Yes, I can hear you now. Yes, I can hear you now.
Very good.
You are welcome, and we are also
Thank
eager
you so
to learn
much.
from you.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much. As you said, I'm Bahati Wenceslas from Kigali, Rwanda, and I'm happy that much of the change makers in the food sector have been here in Rwanda, and several members we met in person, or others we have heard from each other in the previous time. And thank you very much to make me the speaker of the day. And for today, I would like to share with you our lesson. How did we manage to attract funding? Because as you can see, none of us can say we are able to raise the much of the funds we need to make our dreams, our ambitions come together and make a business. So in the reality it is, I would like to share with you what helped us to raise good funding for our project to be standing where it is today. And in this, I would like to mention to you that the good funding we got was one of the awards. So if you are a business entrepreneur, know that there are many awards that can be given to you on what you do. Donors, funders will be because of the Good Food Innovation Fund. I think it lauded, and it is one of which I learned from you guys, from the food change makers. Then, throughout these channels, I happen to know also about Gain and applied for several technical assistance for our business to come up with a good marketing strategy to put our products on the market, and more several government agencies who could come in. So in this, I would like to share with you what helped us to make sure that all those baskets, they can be counted on our side and we take something at home. One of the things I would like to share with you is that we all have our business dreams, these ambitions of doing business. I can see that we have new young people, the youth, who have ideas. The ideas can be ideas, but when they are not written well, put in a document, this I mean a business plan properly made, a good business plan. That good business plan like a proposal. Such a proposal, such a good business plan, such you make sure that all your this document is going to sell you. So these documents will sell from you, and then from there, make sure that all these documents, once you put them together, any donor, any funder will read it through, will get your proposal, will get your idea, will get what you will now tell the people who needs to fund your business. And the second thing I would like to mention to you, the change makers, is that make sure you keep the records. Your records are a matter of fact needed. Like when a funder comes, they might ask even if you have any audited financial statements. So any of the records, you don't have anywhere to show. So the second thing, they might even request you to give at least how have you been progressing. You don't have any record. You don't have records for yourselves. You don't have records for your staffs, the organogram. You don't have anything to show. So you make sure that all the documents that can correspond to your progress of the business, you can either keep them digitally or even in paper, so that at any time you can share those documents. Anybody who reads the documents, they will tell themselves, like I can mention, if I need an SME that has been progressing, how about your sales? I will just see on that. How about your profitability? What will show me? How about the employment, the opportunity you give to people? If I am to award an award that this business has been employing at least a number of women, number of youth, what is the indicative element that you can demonstrate? If you don't have document to show this, then it will happen to be a disaster to you. And probably I may say that the due diligence course is one of the difficult elements. To pass it needs that all these documents should be in line and in order to convince the donor. So whatever you are doing today, make sure that it results on a record that can be kept. Keep photos. The photos you see today can be a tracking record on what you have been evolving. If you are showing that you have a number of these, then what backs it up? Show the photos, keep them well, make a high definition photos to be kept just for the purpose of the project. And this keeps your ambition to be demonstrated in the near future. And on the third element, I can say that when you have a dream, make sure that you get a good team. Why do I insist on the team? The team is that once any funder comes in, will be interested to know who will deliver. What team do you have? Do you have experts on the board? Do you have people who can keep good records of your business? Do you have people who can make sure that these funds you are going to get will not be messed up or even turned to other businesses? Do you have structure that is enough that can demonstrate that the funds you are going to get will be now delivered to a certain level? So the team matters much. As you can present your team to all the funders and the donors, the first thing is who is capable to deliver. And probably these people, you might not even pay them at a high level. Put people on a good board. Bring people and attract them, put them on your board, because on the board is an insight that you can either be guided well when decisions are going to be taken. That is one. The second element is that team now will deliver much of the mission we want to put into this element. So it is a matter of fact that needs to be demonstrated to anybody who will come to you for funding. I cannot give a guarantee that if you don't have a good team, anybody will give you money, because I know it is to give where to fail. It is to sow where you cannot reap. And on the third the element that I can give to you is, after all of this, make sure that now you put all of these ideas in a presentable pitch deck. Just 5 minutes or 10, then ensure that all what you need to get from the funder is there. Funders are very wise. They only see the impact. What if we give you the money? What will be the impact? How many people will be impacted by this grant we are going to give you? If it is a bank, the bank money also, there is an impact of that funding they are going to give you. Then you have to show into the pitch, in your pitching, and show clearly that whatever you are giving to the donor, the funder, is in line with what they need. If you are offsetting this, then you'll be okay and you'll get money from any funder who you attract. And then I would like to mention to you that it is better that, if possible, you make sure that you get a consultant. As a person who have been navigating through the application forms, I may tell you that it was not easy. So you see, an application, once you apply, there are more difficult questions that anybody cannot answer properly, and it has marks. So what do? Get a consultant. Pay that consultant for that specific work. There are people really dedicated to make these applications successful. And if you don't get any help, you'll apply it on your own, you'll not succeed for the first time. You'll apply for the second time, you'll miss the point that is needed. Then look for somebody who is knowledgeable, who can try and fill the form better. In filling this form better, that makes it somebody who will read it and will be having that impression and a good insight of what you want to tell them. Then, on the second time of pitching, you'll convince the people on the panel. But if you didn't manage to fill this application form well, then what will happen? You will not be selected. You will not go to the pitch deck. You will not go further. You will not even reach the due diligence. All starts from the first step. So the first step is the major one, which now they will know you. They will know your idea. They will know your business. You will tell yourself about the application that you have made. I don't think that anybody of us can make sure that can make that application well when you are not conversant with it. So make sure that you get somebody who can at least make the application well, and prefer somebody who is knowledgeable enough. And I would like also to share with you that on another element is to make sure that you have a window of information from different channels of funders. You see, as we are on this community, I've loved it, our introduction part, that much of the opportunities available are first spoken to members. Now imagine if somebody was here and hear the exact content as I have heard it on myself, then link up. There are many windows and channels through which we know all this information. Some of us even might know the grant or a funding when it is too late. So the information and the informat is a very critical point to raise funding. Why? Because in these communities we are in the groups we are in the channels of information is where we get all these news. And then we try for ourselves. So if you don't have information, you'll get to know about the funding when it is too late. These are the documents you have to correct. These are the documents you have to prepare, and you don't have time. It has already passed, it has already gone. And yet you are among those who can be in the circle of those who can be funded. So it's better that the channels, those windows, you master them well. Read the newsletters of each and every group. You see, many people take time and get at least, I don't know, on social media, but they cannot get time to read some of the information that is applicable to their businesses, to their ambitions, to their ideas. So it is better than now you might know that in whatever way, make sure that your business has a channel, a window of information linked to what you want, linked to where you want to go, linked to the people who would need to help you in the near future. So make sure that those newsletters, those information, the emails you have shared with, I can say, if now you get contact in any summit you go to, in every conference you go to, make sure that you still be in a loop. When I say in a loop, be in connection with the people who might take you to somewhere. So you are a source of information, as well as the other one is also a source of information. When you get the information, you circulate it. When you circulate it, another one will get it, and then they can get that opportunity, and then the funding comes in. And this, I know that from here, I would like to share with you also to be linked to the program that are linked to your business. Let's say, if I am an aggregator, I have to be in all programs of the nation, all the programs and the groups, all of the development agencies that are really linked to the aggregation sector, all the grain sector is, let's say. If there are associations, be part of the member, because once the information comes, it will start from those who are linked to a specific space, that group of people, and they will share with you. Then you will take the opportunity and make sure that now you are not left behind. And then I would like to show you that today, some of the seminars you have gone to, the conferences and the summits, have been a source of our funding opportunities. Why? It is like a groom and a bride, right? So people now start to see us and they know the family we can make, right? You sell yourself, you go and meet people and you talk to them. When I talk to you, you hear what I do. If you have any opportunity, before letting others know, you will at least tell me. So through these seminars, people can get money and go to seminars and then they come back without anything. I don't think that this is a good idea. You invest in that seminar, you invest in that conference, you invest in that summit, at least make sure that you get any contact that can push you to the next level. And our next level, our next aim is to get funding. In the agricultural sector, funding is very critical. It is a business that needs a lot of funds. You cannot do a business without money. And the money we are talking about, let me say like us as in aggregation sector, at any season, if I don't aggregate at least the minimum of 5,000 metric ton, I'm done. How much money can be now invested in there? You see? So if this sector now you need to sustain your growth and be part of its development, make sure that you link up with people. The people we know, you will meet all those heads of those organizations in those summits. You will meet them, all the donors in those summits. You will meet them in the conference. The government agencies, when they see you there representing the nation, they will be attracted to you. At any time now, this will become a good area of raising funds for the business. And with you now, I can share with you this as my content, and I thank you very much for this evening to participate in this forum. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, Mr. Bahati. Thank you so much. I'm sure there are a lot of questions. If you have questions, just raise your hand. If you have questions, just click on the raise hand. I'll see you. You'll be allowed to unmute and you can ask your questions. Yenisam Wari. Yenisam Wari.
Hi, good day, everyone. Thank you
can
very much. Can you hear me?
Yes, we can hear you.
Okay, thank you very much, speakers. It's been really, really insightful. Like, really, really. Thank you very much, Madam Afion. I have a few questions to ask, especially to you, because you're a woman and you're an inspiration to me. In your early days, you've actually talked a lot about it. I wanted to find out, when you started, were there some fears? What were your fears? Then I also want to know, do you have a mentor? And thirdly, in your speech, you mentioned that you were able to raise $10, $20 here, $50 here. That kind of network, are they like your family and friends? Do you have network you can share with those of us who are just starting in that space that can trust us to, win a milestone, and they can throw in, small monies like that? Is there a way that at least we can start something, while growing to get like you? Thank you.
So should I answer the questions now?
Yes, please. Yes, please.
Okay. So thank you for those questions. You asked me a few. I hope I remember all of them. The first one was around my fears. Yes, I was very afraid, in fact, when I started my business, because there was nothing like dried fruit in Nigeria. So a lot of my fears were around whether or not I picked the right idea, whether people would like the product, whether people will buy the product. Even when we managed to get into markets, the sales were very slow to begin with. Sometimes they would not grow. Sometimes the stores would call us to return the products because they were not selling. And all of this kind of built a lot of fear in me around whether I'd done the right thing or picked the right idea when I was not getting positive signals from the market. But again, part of being an entrepreneur is having resolve and fortitude, and just being tougher than your problems, really. So if I say, how did I get through that? Of course, there were a lot of tears in the early days, but I was able to just kind of build resolve like a muscle, build my staying power, know that one challenge was not the end. If something went bad, it didn't mean everything was going to go bad. And also that really, I think, leads to the second question, which is around mentors. I don't particularly have mentors per se. I do have a strong network, very strong network of people who are experts who I've learned from. And I believe in a more useful relationship than a mentorship relationship is actually one where you ask people for specific help, not just ongoing help. It's actually better, to be helped to walk through a particular problem, because that stage, and that's the way that also helped me even in building my confidence, talking to people to understand how to really think about my problems, think around how to solve them. And as I did that more, I got better at doing that. In terms of my early fundraising, fundraising is a lot of, in the early stages, about you. People are betting on you, not particularly the business, especially before you have proven the business is scalable. So it's about what you are giving off to people, and even strangers who don't know you can invest in you, people who don't know you, but it's about what impression you are giving them. If you are not looking committed, serious, you understand your business model, you exude passion, it's very difficult to get somebody who doesn't know you to give you money. Even getting someone who knows you to give you money when you're not serious is very difficult. So how much more somebody who doesn't know you? So a lot of it, I would say, is around being in the right places and making the right impression. Sometimes not even asking people for money, but rather asking for, showing how much you want to grow and how passionate you are, etc. Helps. The last person I decided to mention it, where she did not really ask me for money. She just asked that I help her with something that was really important to her. And she would not quit asking me. And that kind of doggedness and that kind of relentlessness was so attractive to me that I had no choice but to help her. And now we've built a relationship where we talk very often. So in that kind of scenario, of course, I sent her a lot of opportunities. I would not be averse to investing in her business and things like that. But it didn't start because she needed money. It started because she wanted to really, really grow her business and was passionate about solving this problem. So I think that's the best way to make a good impression, to raise the kind of funding you would need from people who may be beyond your own network. I hope that answered the question.
Very much, Afyon. Let us hear from Elisa Capololo. Elisa Capololo.
Okay, thank you so much. Hi, can you hear me?
Yes, we can.
Okay,
We can.
perfect. Good afternoon, everyone, and thank you so much for our two speakers. I really learned a lot. My name is Elisa Capololo, and I'm from Angola. And in my country, we speak Portuguese. I will try to speak a little bit slow that you can understand me. I want to ask Afyon. First of all, thank you so much for sharing your experience here. In my country, I'm working in something like you. I open dry fruit startups here too, because I see that Angola, we have a lot of potential in agriculture, and unfortunately we lost so many fruits in the process because of we don't have a great system that can help the farmers with their fruit. And because of this, I decided to open a startup, and dry fruit startup. I want to ask, my first question is, how can I be in touch with you that you can give me advice about how can I navigate in this startup, how basically the system work for those that they are working in dry fruit startups? And my second question is, where can I find more opportunity for African country? Because my country is a Portuguese speaker country, sometimes we don't have a lot of opportunity and we don't listen and we don't know where we can find the opportunity that they are available in Africa because of the language barrier. It is more easy. We found opportunity for French speakers country or English speaker country, but I really want more to know where can I find like broad opportunity for all African country, and how can I get in touch with you to receive some advice. Thank you.
Okay, thank you very much for that question. I'll take the second one first. I mean, I'm not going to say that the resources are kind of limited. So, you know, in your own country, you have to make sure that you're aware of all the opportunities happening there, because it's going to be very difficult to get opportunities from outside in, you know, except you are, you know, you're starting from within. So my advice, and I don't know the landscape in Angola very well, is that whatever opportunities and, you know, however small the community is that is supporting investors or women in agribusiness or donors and the like, you know, taking part and being and making sure that you're known to them and they're known to you would get you as far as you can, and hopefully you can build out your linkages from there. And there's no simple answer, but I think that's the best way to start, because it would be very difficult to be going outside to get support. On linking with me, I mean, I think I'm not going to share my email publicly, but my information is out there, and I guess you can speak to the you can connect to me through the platform as well. If you have any questions that I can share with you and I can help. Again, you know, being in a different locality and a different country, it's difficult to maybe be as specific, but certainly with a general questions I can on the business of dried fruit, I'm happy to share information. So I think through the network, if you reach out, you can get my email, or you know, we can communicate offline.
Thank you very much, answers. Thank you very much, Afion. Sorry about that. Remy or Remy, sorry. You know, we have Remy in Nigeria. Remy, I hope I pronounce your name properly.
Yes, can you hear me correctly?
Yes, I can.
Thank you very much. So yes, I am Remy Filastor. I am a co-founder of Nyonso, which is a 100% local baby food company in Senegal. I would like to thank to both speakers. It was very, very inspiring. I have a question for Afion. You said you have to demonstrate market demand in order to convince investors. But how did you manage to do that in the early stage? Did you outsource production to another company that already had the factory, production lines, or did you find a way to produce by yourself? Thank you very much.
Yeah, that's a very, very good question. Yes, I had to convince some investors on market demand, and we realized that basically we had to outsource our production or buy dried fruit to grow at the pace that we were building up demand for. So sometimes we would produce, and we realized that before we raise money to expand our lines, you know, time is going by. So we would just outsource manufacturing to support our quantities and keep growing that way and demonstrating that we are growing. Because if you're not selling, then you're not growing. And that's exactly what we did. But before we were able to even convince like big investors, right? We had to convince like individuals and smaller investors. And that was, you know, again, through the strategy of growing, selling more, getting into more stores, demonstrating demand even when we couldn't fulfill, and just showing that the market was big, right? And bigger than we could fulfill. So we did that, and we just continued to do that as a bigger scale. And of course, once we were able to raise some significant money, we expanded our manufacturing, and now we are producing pretty much 100%. But thanks for the
Thank you. Thank you. Samuel Asuko, you're next.
Good afternoon, everyone. Messiere, Miss Afion, thank you so much for your presentations, and is also to the second speaker. I'm the CEO of Sanchez Green Global Resources Limited, I'm in Nigeria, based in Benue. You talked about pitch. That is a business pitch. That is an elevator pitch. I want to know, is the elevator pitch also means the mission statements and also products descriptions? That is the first question. And also to you, Ms. Afyong, I want to ask, in your dry fruits, is it only the berry that you're drying, or also fruits that contains water? Like example, as a mango, do you also dry mango? Like cashew, do you also dry something like that? Thank you.
Mr. Bahati, you have the first question.
So thank you so much. Now, concerning the pitch, as I told you, the mission of your company, the vision, yes, one of the attraction. Why do I have to find you? It is because we have some similarities in deliverables. I can demonstrate an example. If your mission or your goals are not in line of the people whom we are going to fund, what comes next? Because this pitch deck you are going to make is the element that is going to sell you. These are the core foundation that can attract any funder to make sure that it can listen to you. I told you about your products, your goods, your services, whatever you are selling, that is now giving me a room to hear from you. If I don't have anything in common with you, I don't have to hear from you. So make sure that that pitch deck is very, very aligned. Show the impact. Show where you want to go. Show what you want to deliver and how are you going to deliver. Then you capture the heart, the good elements of the donor in the near future. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Bahati. Afyong? Hello, Afyong. You have the second question.
Yes. The answer is that we dry all tropical fruits, no nuts. We just mainly dry fruits. So we take fresh mangoes and we process them into dried mango. And of course, drying is what removes the water and extends the shelf life. So even fruits with high water content, we dry them.
Okay. Samuel, I hope you're clear with the answers. All right, so we don't have any other person. Oh, Yenisam Worry, I think you have another question. Please go ahead.
Yes, thank you. Thank you. I have one more question for Ma'am Afyong. Please, I know that in the early stage, considering fund constraint and all, most times businesses don't have a robust team. And oftentimes when probably you want to go for a pitch or you want to go and talk about your business, they want to know the team behind the idea. And of course, like from my end, the CEO is more like the person housing the idea. How are you able to manage to package your team? What was your team structure at that early age? Who were the, not the individuals per se, the key roles that you were fronting? Can you give me an idea of how you were able to manage that space?
Yeah, that's a very good question. In the beginning, I built the business alone for well over a year and a half. My first goal was, doing market testing, getting NAFDAC, I applied for NAFDAC, which is a food registration authority myself. It was like lots of months of going in and out of NAFDAC's office. If you know Nigerians, you know, it was very difficult. But I didn't particularly have a team. And even when I won the first grant I won, which was like 5,000 euro for women in business or something of that sort, I didn't have anybody. It was just me and my idea. So there are two things I would think about. I would think about applying to grants that are or applying for funding to institutions, grants, organizations that are okay with where you are in terms of the size of your business. So early stage funders will not expect you to have a big team. And in fact, if you had a big team, it would look like you're not really using money wisely, right? Because you're a small company at the time. So finding the right, and like my co-speaker said, aligning to where what the organization wants would help you. The second thing is that if you can't run a business by yourself for too long. So if you are looking to build a team, but you cannot afford to hire everybody, you must hire what will move the business along. And that is most likely sales. So for me, if you ask me who should be the next person on your team, I would say it's an all-rounder, but a salesperson, because you need to sell. If you want to grow your business, you must keep selling, and you must bring in people who are tasked to sell your product and help you grow the business. Now, if I mentioned record keeping and finances, you cannot afford to have an accountant full-time. There are several organizations online that can keep your books for a very minimal cost monthly. They come in, they do all your reconciliation, they prepare your books for you, and you can just keep accounts that way. Or if you're very tech savvy, you can use a very cost-effective online software. We use something called Zero for 10 years of our business, and zero cost, like at the time, maybe 15K a month or something, so like $15 or something a month. And it was very helpful for us to keep our financial records, sales records, issue invoices, etc. So there's some ways you can get around spending some of those costs, but also formalizing and making sure that you're not ignoring the governance in your business, but being very, very lean about it. But yeah, if you're pitching to a fund that wants you to have a team, then you're not ready for that kind of money, or your size is not aligned to what they're looking for. But if you go to the right paid people at this very early stage, and there's some funds who are really working with early stage entrepreneurs, they're even more like incubators who want to even help you as you're refining the idea, and maybe offer you access to finance or have some sort of prize money. They don't expect you to have a big team. But I understand your plight. However, if you are to also push and grow, and you say, okay, I have a little bit of money and I can hire somebody to help grow this business, I would say put it in sales. Yeah, I hope that was helpful.
Thank you very much. I will take the last question from Adekunle Thompson. Adekunle Thompson, please unmute so we can hear you.
Good evening. My name is Adekunle Thompson from Nigeria. I would like to make an inquiry. As a startup that is male owner, that's a male founder, I don't know, can they apply for a female-owned grant? Though we have out of the team, part of the founders, we have one female, we are 3 males and 1 female, making 4. So I don't know, are we eligible to apply for female-owned company grants? That's my question. Thank you.
I would say yes and no. I think it depends on the grant. So most grants will say they want a female founder who owns 50% of the business. So if the female does not own 50% of your business, you're not eligible. So it all depends on how strict they call female-owned. Some grants even say, or some organizations or even funders will even say something like they want 40% women, or a particular representation of women in management. So even though the business is not female owned, it can be have female management and things like that. So it's just about looking at the specifics of what they are requesting. A lot of grants look at also women beneficiaries, so they are not really keen on the owner, being female, but they are particular about the number of women, who are going to be hired or who are beneficiaries. So that's another option for you. But in terms of funds, mostly they are about they want 50% women ownership, or 40% in management, etc. So look at that, and you are capable, then I think you would apply if you fit that criteria.
Thank you. Thank you, ma.
You're welcome.
Thank you very much, Afyon. A participant shared a concern about ageism. That's, while a lot of agripreneurs, try to apply for grants, these grant opportunities do not favor a certain age group. That is the older age group. So what would you say about this? Or how can you advise this person who has shared this concern? This is for Afyong and Mr. Bahati.
Yeah, I will not pretend that that's not a real concern. I mean, I think that the entire focus of, support in terms of funding, and especially grant funding, is around youth, right? Because of how young the continent is. So that in itself is somewhat exclusionary, because, a lot of funds are going to support young people who are traditionally more marginalized, right? Less access to capital and all that stuff. So it's like, okay, that's where a lot of focus has gone to. So I can see how that is a real concern. Again, in terms of getting around it, it would probably be through partnerships and collaboration. So you would have to, if you wanted to access those kinds of opportunities, probably have a young person as a co-founder, or, and like I said previously, ensure that youth are heavily represented as your beneficiaries or things like that. But yeah, I will say that it's a big agenda for, supporting people between, I think, 18 to 35. So even I'm no longer considered a youth on the continent, and I think it's difficult to get around that if you don't collaborate.
So get the younger ones on your team. That's I think that's
as
the
a
best
co-founder of
response.
business,
Yes.
a part owner.
Co-founder.
Yeah, because
Yes.
sometimes that's a big requirement. Yes.
Okay. Mr. Bahati, would you want to add to this?
I didn't get well the question before. I may excuse myself, but I would like to add.
Okay. A participant's concern about ageism, that these opportunities do not favor the older age group.
Mhm.
So and then Afyong advised that in such situations it's better to have a younger person as a co-founder, so that we can access these opportunities. Is there any other thing you would like to add?
Yeah, actually, that's why I shared with you about the team. The team of the co-founder or the partners matters much. Make a variety. If we are to fund women and we have a group of founding member into the category of our shareholders, then that brings us to the line of those to be funded. If now they need the staff composition, some of organizations would like to offer opportunity to employ more staffs, and these are the youth. So if it is youth, then make sure that there is a number of composition of young people who will make you pass that element, because there is at least a line where you can draw. And about the age, I don't think that this can be really much of the funding element. Yes, they say to youth. Why youth? Because they want to give a platform to stand and to own the process of our agricultural transformation, because they are the young and the energetic. They are the dynamic one, easy to learn. But also the older people, those who are mature enough, they have good expertise. Even other funding elements also show that We only need who have experience in this business. So anybody of us, we can get any way of getting the funding. So the funds cannot be limited. Though some are on women, youth, there are those also connected to your agement. So I don't think that anybody can be limited, but also to inspire you to look where you belong, where you fall. If they don't come at this age, then the next time it will be on your side. Like that, like that. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Thank you very, very much to you, Mr. Bahati. Thank you, Afyong. And thanks to everyone that has asked questions, that has actively participated in this program. Another segment for this program. I hope we can try to, conclude and let our speakers handle other things. Tampuri, I don't know, can you type your question so that we can see how we can address it before the end of this event? For now, I would like us to put our video on. I'd like everyone to turn on their video so that we can take a group photograph. Can everyone turn on their videos so that we can take a group photograph? Are we good? I think it's good. Thank you so much, Afyong. Thank you, Mr. Bahati. We appreciate your time with us. And while we continue with our membership drive and see good, you are free to,
Thank you so much. Thank you so much.
Thank you all. It's been a pleasure
Goodbye.
talking to you all. Bye.
Thank you
Thank you so much
Thank
for
you.
your time.
Thank you so much. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Thank you.
Now, it's not over for the rest of us. I invite Nosa to take us through the membership drive. Especially, a lot of people have been asking questions. How can I access funding? How can I be part of the next First Thursday program? And so on and so forth. So Nosa will come on now and take us through the membership drive. You will see the opportunities. You will see how you can access the opportunities, access the portal, and get to know other members. Nosa, you have the floor.
Thank you so much, Ebe, and thank you, Afyong and Westlers. My name is Nosa Obano, and I am the membership officer at African Food Chain Makers. I would like us to stay tuned to this practical session on our membership portal. But before I start, I would like to know how many of us on this call are members. If you are a member of the community, let's see you type "I am a change maker" in the group, in the chat box, so I can know how to address my audience. Let me see the change makers in the house. Thank you, Yenisam. Thank you, Miriam. Yes, Miriam, I can see you. I am a change maker. So I would like to give us a portal walkthrough on how we can use our portal. Most of us are aware of the membership marketplace and hardly uses it for creating visibility for our products. So I would like us to stay tuned to this portal walkthrough as I share my screen. If my screen has started popping up, please let me know on the chat box. Are you showing? Okay. Probably it's network. Can you confirm when you can see my screen? For the non-chain makers on the call, AFC is a membership community hub where we share opportunities for our members. We help our entrepreneurs to scale. by providing them with opportunities to help them scale their businesses, from funding opportunities to event opportunities, to networking opportunities, to capacity building opportunities, where we can, in the long run, have sustainable agribusinesses in Africa and also change the global narrative about African food. And as a member, you are opportunity to connect with several entrepreneurs across 43 African countries. For non-members on the group, what you have to do is to click on the link that we shared in the chat box on how you can navigate the AFC Hub and become a member. So for the sake of the non-members on this group, let us start with them. If you're a non-member and you've clicked on the www.afchub.org, the first thing that you will see on the hub is the home page, which is the landing page, where you can see from my screen pictures of our entrepreneurs. And if you want to partake in having your pictures shown on the entrepreneurs slide page, you can always reach out to the membership team to send your quality pictures so we can include them in the member spotlights. For non-members, what you have to do is to click on the login icon, which shows you either you log in or join the community. For members, you click on the login to sign up with your registered email and the password you created. For non-members or potential members on this call, this is a practical guide to having you become a member of the community. So you click on the join the community. Once you click on the join the community, what pops up is a question that asks you for the criteria which you are looking for potential members, which is the first one is that, do you own or run an agri-food business in Africa? If the answer to this is yes, then you click on the checkbox. Once you've done that, another question is if your business has been in operation for at least 6 months, you do that as well. Then do you have a functional website or an active social media page dedicated to your agribusiness? It might be your personal social media handle, but it should reflect activities within your agri-food. What you do with your agribusiness should also be included there. If you're a chef, at least on your Instagram, you should have pictures of you cooking or pictures of you at events, practicing what you are doing as an agribusiness owner. If the answer to this is also yes, you click on that and you'll be shown a page where you just need this last step to become a member. You type in your information, from personal information, including your name, your last name, your email. So for the sake of this dry run, I will also want to use a test sign up. So once you include your details, you can include your details. Once you've done that, and make sure that what you are imputing is accurate, because we use this information diligently to protect our members and also to send out information to them. So if you are signing up and you're signing up with the wrong email, you might not receive our newsletters, you might not receive our opportunities, and you might not be able to receive any information from AFC. So we urge potential members on the call to always impute the accurate information and capture relevant data that's attributed to the organization of business, so you can get the most of the benefits AFC has to offer. And depending on your location, if you're from DRC Congo, you can include it. If you're from Nigeria, just include your country, then your company name. For the sake of this dry run, I can include a test. Then your phone number, depending on your code, your country code, DRC Congo. A gender, are you a male or a female? You include your date of birth too should be included. Depending on what dates, you can use any of the date that you're giving birth to. Referral is a very valid place for entrepreneurs as well, and for our existing member, we value referralship for our members. So we urge any member that referred a potential member to join the community to always use the referral option. We have, if you're an ambassador, there is a place for you to tell the entrepreneurs to refer you as an ambassador. If you're from one of our partners, you also have a place where you can list, the potential member can list you as part of the persons that refer them to join our community. So for example, if it was an ambassador that referred me, I will click on the ambassador icon. Once I do that, there's an automated drop down that tells you to click on the name of the ambassador. And you can create a password as well. Okay, let me use a friend. So followed by a friend, an ambassador, any referral option you use, you can always include it on the how did you hear about AFC. The last step is on this first page is to create your password. So assuming you've created your password already, a minimum of 7 characters is needed for you to create your password. Once that has been created, you are required to at least provide us with a proof of your business registration or a social media handle. So we know some of our entrepreneurs might not have a social media handle yet while signing up, but you have a registered company. You can always upload your CSC documents, or if it's the other case around this, if you don't have a CSC document yet, or you have a social media handle and you're looking to get your CSC documents at the earliest part, you can also sign up with the social media handle. So I can upload a document. Now, please, when you're uploading your document, let it be a CAC document. We don't want picture or certificates that talks about your businesses. We don't want people sending different pictures or different information that don't tally with what we request for. For example, if this is my CAC document, I upload it. Focus area, depending on what you are into. Are you into climate change? Is your business, are you in livestock? Are you in the blogging space? Are you in the nutrition space? Are you in packaging and storage? Yes, I'm a processor. I'll mostly be in the processing space, so I can include it. And you have an option to list at least 4, because you have some entrepreneurs that are businesses into different focus area as well. So you can include the remaining 4 or 3 focus area your business is into. Last is to upload a logo or your image. A logo or your image means that on your membership dashboard, this is what will appear on your membership dashboard. For example, if I want to upload a logo and on my image now, I can pick from my folder. So I've uploaded my logo. The website is the link to where entrepreneurs can see more about what you do. Links to maybe your social media handle like your Instagram, your Facebook, your LinkedIn, or it might be your designated agribusiness website. So for this case, I'll type in the AFC website, www. And I'm starting with www because most people start with www. So the page is defaulted to starting with HTTPS. So to better capture the links that entrepreneurs are using. So instead of having www.afc hub, you can start with the HTTPS. Then www.afchub.org. Next is your company description, a short description about your company that tells an outsider or a potential connector that wants to know more about your business. AFC is a membership focused digital platform. Just for the sake of this variant, blah, 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 blah. Once you've done that, and you should be a maximum of 150 words and a minimum of 10 words. So you have to maintain that criteria. Once all this have been done, to subscribe to our newsletter, That is, if you want to be receiving newsletters from AFC on opportunities on our activities, you can click on subscribe to our newsletter. Once that has been done, you click on submit. So this is an auto-generated password saver for my Google Chrome. But this is what you get as a new person that wants to sign up to the AFC Hub. Like this now, your sign up has been complete, but you are not yet a verified member because we still have to verify you from our end. And we need to do that because we have to look at the information you provided to the community. And once that has been verified from our end, you will receive a confirmation email and tells you that you're already a member of the community. So like I said, now I can log in temporarily using the registered email that I registered with now. So if I sign in with what I registered with recently now, I should be able to log in as an unverified entrepreneur. So it takes, is loading. So once you've signed in as a member and you're not yet verified, this is the dashboard you will see. You will not be able to navigate through some of the information because your membership dashboard has not been verified. So for you to be able to do this, your account must be verified by the membership team. Once you signed up to become a member, you get a prompt from our end that this user has signed up to become a member. We verify your information, then we accept and approve your verification, your registration rather. For a verified member, you have access to the chat forum, you have access to the marketplace, and you have access to the member showcase. So I will log out here and use a verified account to log in. So this is for our members in the community now. Let me start from the home page again. We observe that some of the members just click on this, visit the marketplace to upload your products. You cannot upload the products using this link because this link takes an outsider to the market where they can see our members' products. But as a member, you can upload the product on this link, on this page through your dashboard. So for you to be able to log into your dashboard to upload the product, you have to log into your dashboard using the login link. You type in, so you log in as a member. So this is a verified account for the membership team. So now, unlike the previous dashboard that is open to potential verified members, this is active for a verified member. You can see the chat feature, the marketplace feature, the business showcase are not restricted for them. And you can also post activities on your posts. So these are activities of members that have been posting their products on the dashboard page under portfolio fields. So you can post and share your activities or your products. Speaking on updating your membership profile. So as a member and you want to update your profile, all you have to do is to go to the settings page on your membership dashboard, just below the business showcase. You click on the settings and you click on profile. Once you click on profile, you'll be taken to a profile page where you can change your details depending on the new update you have. So we always advise that members should always update their profile because at the point of signing up, we request just little information about your business profile or your information just to verify you. But notwithstanding, because we share opportunities regularly with our members and recommend our members for funding opportunities or referral opportunities, we always share information on our members that are accurate to potential clients or potential investors. So we go to our membership database to know those whose profile are updated. So as a member, you can update your user profile. That means you can change your name, you can change your last name, you can change your phone number, you can change your logo. Let's assume your name changed or you made a mistake while signing up. You can always change it from your dashboard. So like I said, you log into your dashboard. After you log in, navigate to the settings page. Under the settings page, click on profile. Once you click on profile, this page will pop up where you can update some of your profiles and even change your email. So for the sake of this dry run, I also try to make some updates on this page. So I can change my name. Let's say there was a mistake with my name when I signed up. I can change it. I can accurately fill it now. I want to change it to AFC, just AFC. And I want to change this one to full. This is just a test. I will change it back. If you made a mistake with your phone number and you intend to change it, you can always indicate. Let's say your phone number has changed to this. You want to change your logo, you can always change your logo as well. Let's say you want to change it to this. Has changed. Your gender, most time your gender does not change except for reason unknown to us. Then you can change it if you want. If your country has changed, which is also not it's possible, but also not possible. Then your focus area, if you've switched or added another focus area, you can also change. This is, if you notice, these questions were not asked in your signing up page. This is just for you to update your profile so you can get the most of the opportunities we share with our entrepreneurs and the recommendations we give to potential investors for our entrepreneurs as well. So if your highest level of education is a doctorate degree, you can include it. Your technology proficiency, if you are proficient in using digital tools, you can include it. These are links to your Facebook, LinkedIn, Instagram. Then once you click on these updates, all those changes will reflect. So now you can see updated successfully. The logo has changed. The first name has changed. The last name has changed. The mobile number has also changed. The focus area, same thing has changed. The doctorate degree has changed. And so other fields where you've updated has changed. So we use this, we always tell our entrepreneurs to always update their profile to the most accurate information about them so we can always share opportunities with them. You can also update your email. This process is two ways. First, before you update your email, you have to have access to the current email you are using and the new email you intend to change it to. So for me to change this email now, I must have access to this membership at AFC Hub and also to the new email I want to change it to. So if I want to change it to this, my new email, I'm going to receive 2 emails from both email. I don't know if you get me there. For you to change your email, you receive 2 separate emails, one on your current email and 2 on the email that you want to change it to. So for example, I want to change my email from this membership at afchub.org to nurbano@afchub.org. Once I click on this update email, I'll get a notification on both emails. Probably network, but ideally you get a notification on both emails that on the current email saying that you want to change your email and you should click on the link on the email that you got on the new email to successfully change your email. Once you receive those two emails, you click yes on the current email and also click yes on the new email inbox where you receive the new email. Once that has been done, you will be able to update your email successfully. Probably this is a network issue, so once it stops rolling, you should receive an email from both emails. Let me refresh this page. Let's try one more time. Okay, for the sake of time, let's move on. So that is for the user profile where you can change your information on the user profile. Then on your company profile, you can also change your information on your company. If you've experienced growth in your company, maybe you added a new staff, or maybe you changed your company location, or you changed some other details about your company, you can update it on the company profile. And as an AFC member, you can also have multiple companies on your dashboard. So whichever you want to update, you can click on edit. And please note that your company profile is quite different from your user profile. Your user profile is just your dashboard profile and your personal information, while your company profile has information about your company, where you can change your company name, if your company name has changed, if your position has also changed in the company, your company email too can be added to your company websites, your company country of headquarters, where your company is located, country of focus. Your company might be located in Egypt and your country of focus might be in West Africa. You can include that as well. If you want to change your registration number, your preferred focus area, your company type, your number of staff, your startup, your company stage, and your type of capital. All this information can be added to your company information. So let me just change some details for the sake of this. Let's say I've registered my business now and it's now in a growth stage. Number of entrepreneurs I've engaged. Let's say they can increase that. Average annual revenue, if I've increased my annual revenue, is your company legalist? Yes. Then some other information, if you change from the membership officer to the CEO, you can include it as well. You can change your country of, let's say change to Benin. Then those are just some fields I want to talk about. So you can click on updates. Once you click on updates, all this information will be updated. So you can see that it has changed from membership officer to CEO. My country of headquarters has also changed. My preferred business has changed. My number of staff has changed. My company stage has changed as well. So these are just examples of how you can update your profile from your admin end. Before I go, I also like to talk about how you can utilize the marketplace feature. So as a member, you always have access to your marketplace where you can update your market products, your services to the external audience. So you click on the marketplace and you can add products you wish to showcase to the AFC hub. Let's say I want to update it. I want to update one of our products. I can say AFC Kuli. Depending on where you're updating your profile for your information from, if you're using USD, if you're using Naira, if you're using some other currency, you can indicate it as well. I'm from Nigeria, so let me use the Nigerian sign. Let me use 25. You can also choose the information you want, the picture of the image you want to upload. Your company will upload it. Category of what you want to upload, is it a beverage, is it a flower, is it a snack? You can include it as well. So let me include not as my own. Tags are just details about the product you wish to include that can drive visibility for it. The product link is where someone that is interested in this product can access you. That's why we always tell our entrepreneurs to include their social media handles or in websites where someone that is interested to get these products can reach out to you. So for example, if I want someone to reach out to me on this product, I can use the AFC website. So the status is published. If you want to impute those details, I don't want to publish it yet, you can click on drafts. The last thing is to include the product details about what your product description. Naija made kulikuli. Just a short details that talks about your products that will drive engagement to people or drive interest for someone that is interested in your product. You click on submit. Once you click on submit, you get this submitted icon that tells you that your product has been submitted. So you will see it on your dashboard here. Let me refresh, probably network. So it's the network issue, but once you submitted that product, it automatically reflects from the admin end, and you'll be able to see your product once it has been verified by the admin on the AFC marketplace. Let me refresh for the last time to be certain that it's network. So that is how you can update your membership profile and also add your membership product to the marketplace. And before I go, I also like to talk about the company portfolio field. So you can see each time I refer this page, you see a different person's posts. It means that people are posting their activities on the membership dashboard to engage interested entrepreneurs as well. So if you have any activities on your dashboard, you can also post it and share. If you attended an event and you want other people to also see, you can upload it on your dashboard. You can also use a refer a friend icon. So if you have someone in the agri space that you know the person is doing wonderfully well in the AFC, in the agri food space, and you would like the person to join the AFC community, all you have to do is to click on the refer a friend. and you can include the person's email. And once you click on refer, the email will be sent to the person you wish to invite to join the ALC community, and the person will know that the referral is coming from you. So we will also like to inform everyone on the call, potential members and members, that the referral feature is always useful, and it helps to also drive engagement with our community. I'm available for further questions. With that, I also like to hand over to Ebere, and I'm available for further questions from potential members and members in the community. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Nosa, for that extensive description. Do we have any questions? I know time is fast spent. Ebere, this is actually my namesake. Nice to meet you. Okay, can you quickly just share your question so that we can?
Okay, thank you very much. So interesting. Thank you, the presenter. My question is two ways. One, I was trying to, register. Then I now got a notification saying that it's just 15 minutes that I can, log out and next time continue. So I don't know how to find the page where I stopped during the registration. That is
Okay.
one question. And another one is the referral. Is there any benefit attached to the referral?
Okay, thank you. We'll answer your question. Let us take Samuel's question. After Samuel, we answer everything and then.
Thank you.
Samuel.
Yeah, thank you so much for taking us through the membership, how to guidelines. So I want to ask, as a member of Africa Food Chain Maker, is there a certificate for it that you are a certified member, with somebody that you can add to your documents as an entrepreneur to show that you are among social organization? So is there a certificate for it for membership? Thank you.
Okay, thank you very much. Nosa, please answer the various question.
Thank you, Ebere. Thank you both, Eberes. So to answer Ebere's question, I would like to specify which of the page you said you had just 15 minutes, because I know the membership page does not really ask you that or tells you that you have just 15 minutes to complete your profile. I don't think that is attached to it. It might be a programs page, but I'm not certain. But I know that the membership page does not ask you that you are left with 15 minutes. Secondly, for the referral, definitely we have our way of rewarding our entrepreneurs in different ways. We have ways of rewarding them and rewarding our members' commitment and also participation. So we have a reward system for our referrals. And if you meet the criteria following our review at the end of the year, you will definitely be contacted to know your price. So that is to answer. We have some of our past awardees from previous years on the call. Some of the most committed members with the highest referrals. There are some of them on the call, so they know how our referral system works as well. So yes, there's a reward system for referral and engagement and commitment. So refer as lot of entrepreneurs as you can, and you will know what our reward system is. Then for Samuel's question on certificates, we necessarily do not give our members certificates except on special occasions. So if you're an ambassador of our community, you can get a certificate based on your commitment. So we know that membership is free, but we attribute certificates based on commitment and participation of our members. We have members on our community that are not, we don't even know them as members because they are not participating in our community engagement. They are not contributing to what our initiative is. So we always reward and compensate commitment in our community. We value entrepreneurs' engagement, we value entrepreneurs' participation, we value entrepreneurs' feedback. So we have entrepreneurs who are participating in our programs and they get certificates from the programs that they get involved in. We have members who have gotten certificate as well on different other levels, also recommendation letters, also some other ways we support our entrepreneurs. So for the giving all our member certificates, we don't do that. We only give certificates based on your commitment level and your contributions to the ALC community. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Nosa, and thank you to everyone that has been patient to stay with us till this time. I sincerely appreciate, and I'm looking forward to seeing everybody again. I hope that when we gather again for first Thursday next month, everyone here will come with one person at least to come and benefit. And for the person who said that would like a training on business planning, we have heard you and would work towards that and ensure that you are trained on developing business plans and proposals for your businesses. Until we meet again next month, have a fabulous week and weekend to come. Thank you so much for your time. See you next month.